The first step is to determine what to rip down your pieces of pine to. You want this total width from the drywall to the other piece of drywall, and you want to check it in a couple of places. In my case, it looks like about 4 5/8. So I'm going to rip all 3 pieces to 4 5/8. 4 5/8. I'm going to assemble basically the frame, which is the trim around this door, and then put it into place. So I need to figure out what size to make it. So depending on the door manufacturer, you should check the instructions. They tell you to make the opening in these instructions 7/16 wider and 1.5 inches taller. They label this as opening width, 24 inch by 78.5. So if I measure this door is 23.5 inches wide. Another 7/16 would be 24 1/16. I think 24 inches is close enough. If you measure the height, it's 77 inches. So 1.5 inches bigger than that is 78.5. And you don't want it any more than 1.5 inches bigger than the door. Anything over 1.5 inches and you'll have trouble locking the pins into place, and you'll end up having to shim it down or shim it up. So between 1 inch and 1.5 inches, you should be good. So to make it easy, my next step would be to cut my first piece, the one for the top, at 24 inches. And that's gonna go right here. So this is the top piece. I'm gonna square one end, make sure they're good cuts. And then 24 inches. Now for the pieces that go on either side of this frame, I want those to be 78.5 inches, but I also want to add 3/4 of an inch because the top piece needs something to nail to at the top. So before I go cutting those though, at the same exact length to make them work, I want to check the floor because that's actually going to determine whether the top of the frame is level or not.